I hear them talking in the streets, but they don't say the real. We really debating the industry and what the Sixers feel. Cold shoulders turn to open arms when you on for real. Ain't no strangers to the bricks. Now let's build something for real. It's too real, real, it's too real, real, it's too real.
What's up, everybody? It's Itstooreal the podcast. We back for another week, another episode. Hope everybody's good out there, man. If you're not, keep your head up. Shit'll always get better. This episode, we got a special guest, Segun Akinsanya. You know what I mean, a brother from the city who took the wrong path in life. You know what I mean, but found his feet, got back on track, and changed his life, turned his life around, and now he's helping with the youth in the city and doing positive things, So I just want to say shout out to him for coming on the show and fucking with us and giving me some pointers and different things about and how to approach certain things. Besides that, man, the Raptors got eliminated, the Jazz got eliminated, but who cares about Utah? We care about Toronto. Here's what I'm gonna say about this. It's a blessing in disguise because we knew Raptors were going to lose anyways. You know what I mean? I on the show I said it was be a 4-1 series, but they ended up getting swept. I didn't think that they would get swept, but I didn't think Lowry wouldn't play. You know what I mean? So I thought they would have the Bay Street Bulldog, the head honcho, the point guard you guys root for. But the nigga said, "Fuck it, like I'm not going to play or risk getting injured and fucking up my bag at the end of the season because he was opting out." So, the Raptors put up a good fight, though. The last game that they actually did get swept, it was a good fight, man. It was an exciting game. But, the Cavs are the Cavs. Cavs are going to be the Cavs. But my thing on this Lowry take is that it looks like he's not even trying to come back. Hopefully, Masai would never even offer him a max contract to stay because you wouldn't want Kyle Lowry being here at 36, paying him $28 million or $35 million in his last year or some shit like that. You would not want that. You wouldn't even want him past 32 because he's going to break down. He doesn't play 82 games in the season. We know that. He doesn't. He's just not consistent. He gets injured every time, and he hasn't shown up in the playoffs. You guys, I don't want to hear about Miami Game 6 last year or whatever or Game 7. That was weak sauce. His whole career, Kyle Lowry, man, he wasn't a shit player. He was an average player. And that's my only thing with him. That's my gripes with everybody that tries to put him on that Kyrie, that John Wall plateau. You know what I mean? Isaiah Thomas has found his way to that place. And even him, at least I can say I've seen him perform in big moments. I've seen him perform in big moments. He's gone to the playoffs, and I've seen him go head-to-head against other guards, drop 40, drop 50, and he's a winner. You could tell he has a winner mentality. But Kyle Lowry, man, he was never supposed to be what the Raptors made him to be. You know what I mean? The system worked. DeMar, everything flourished. JV, so things came together. But we're gonna see. Like, he's saying he's chasing a ring right now, and that really bothers me. And because I understand every great player says, yo, they want a ring, and every player that plays basketball, the ring is the ultimate goal. But like every player now uses that line. It's just about rings right now. That's all I care about is rings. Like, who are you though? Like, it's not like Kyle Lowry was Kevin Garnett or Ray Allen or Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, the guys that really put in work, made all NBA teams year after year, showed the league what they can do, went to the playoffs, took their teams and did certain things and battled. And like, yo, you know what, man? I showed the league. I put the league on notice. Niggas know what I can do. Now I'm trying to get real teammates. Yo, Lowry, all his success was off the benefit of the team. Like, when he was by himself before he got to Toronto, had DeMar and had Rudy or had all these guys, had Casey and JV, he was a nobody. He lost his spot to Goran Dragic in Houston, and then he ended up here. Like, he was just a regular bench player. Like, and it somehow worked in Toronto, and now he thinks he's elite, man. Go to the West, and let's see. Like, I really want to see. I want Kyle Lowry to prove me wrong because I don't think he can. You know what I mean? I think he's nothing but a basic player, man. And that ring line to me is just so weak. It's just about rings, my nigga. Like, you ain't changing the face. You ain't changing shit. Like, you ain't helping nobody. You ain't making nobody a contender. You ain't gonna make Houston a contender because they're like, I don't see. You're not gonna be the point guard. They're not gonna take the ball out of Harden's hands and give it to you. Milwaukee, you could make that interesting in the East, but they ain't gonna beat the Cavs at the end of the day. The Clippers, if Chris Paul goes and you go there, you and Blake ain't gonna do it. You're not better than Chris Paul. You're not better than Dame Lillard. You're not better than Russ. Like, he's just bugging. You know what I mean? So we gonna let Larry be Larry. I'm just good riddance to bad rubbish, man. You know what I mean? The city doesn't really need him. We'll see. We're gonna make more strides. Hopefully we can get Chris Paul. Hopefully the Raptors can make some moves, man. But I'm not pissed, man. I see a lot of y'all sad that Kyle Lowry's leaving. I'm not mad, yo, because I know what he is, and I don't think he's anything elite at all. But yeah, man, the playoffs been pretty all right, man. The game last night was proper. The Houston and the Spurs game, you know what I mean, went down to the wire. Harden got blocked by Ginobili. I don't think Harden's been performing at all this. He's had numbers, but he hasn't been superstar Harden that's been saving the season all year. You know what I mean? I think he's relied on his teammates a lot, as you should. But I don't think he's been superstar caliber this playoffs, you know what I mean? But other than that, I have a confession to make that, you know what I mean, I'm fucking with the Kendrick album now. Like, I have to keep listening, and I fought through it, man. Like, he's saying some shit, that Duckworth track, that Triple X element, loyalty, DNA, like, nah, Kendrick's talking, he's talking that shit. I got past the voice. He's spitting, man. He's spitting. I definitely like the album. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I fuck with the album. I can't lie. I fuck with the album. I'm riding to it now. But other than that, man, I think I'm gonna just drop this episode. Like I said before, man. Shout out to Segun for coming through. Shout out to everybody listening. Yeah, man. Keep supporting Itstooreal. Like, subscribe, review, all that, man. And everybody in Toronto, man. It ain't a sad day to see Kyle Lowry go. I don't know. We can't even say he's gone. You know what I mean? Messiah might bring him back. I pray he doesn't. But other than that, man, it's Too Real the podcast. You dig? What's up, everybody? We got a special guest today. It's Too Real the podcast. I came across this article. I don't know how I really came across it, to be honest, but it was an article that, like, I could relate with, you know what I mean, and something that I know everybody could relate with, you know what I mean, because first of all, he's a Nigerian guy, and I know what it's like to grow up in a Nigerian household and still trying to live life while your parents have all these expectations for you and all that, you know what I mean. Just peer pressure, just life, and in general, just life, man. So we got Segun Akinsanya here.
Hey guys, how you doing? I'm here.
Yeah, we got Segun here. Segun, how did that article? How did you get that article? What was it? Toronto.com, right? Or Toronto Now?
Toronto Life.
Toronto Life. What is that even about? Like Toronto Life? Because I've never been on the site before.
Nobody knows about Toronto Life except rich people. Because Toronto Life is for Toronto's elite.
Okay, yeah.
Right. So it's a magazine that goes out to a lot of high-income earners, usually ones that make over $250,000 a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how did they get the article?
Yeah.
there?
How did you get in there?
That's just a long story, man. But they were reaching out for me for some time, and I was like, I wasn't for it, but then some things kind of happened in my life, and I needed a big move to kind of, because as an entrepreneur, you always need to find a different move to kind of keep you relevant,
Yeah.
but not just keep you relevant, but just like give you position so that you can do things that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So Toronto Life was that, when I said, you know what, let me just jump on this. I'm going to put my story out there at least one more time and see what comes from it. So they found me.
Yeah.
Like
What was the reception you got from it?
It was a bit overwhelming. I still have over like 100 messages of just people telling me thank you about all this. I'm still getting feedback right now. It did everything that I thought it would do. You know, got a lot of support, got a lot of help. You know, obviously, it was funny though. At one time, the reason why they closed the comments is because it launched on Black History Month last year.
Okay.
and it landed in the States somehow, in south of the States.
Yeah.
So
in the South.
In the South.
Oh yeah, and the whole. Okay, but before I break down the story, yeah. So yeah, they're probably looking at it like,
So some folks were just on that, just like it started to get real viral, and people were just like, just being really racist and throwing shade at me, and then it was like a back and forth battle between like the black cells and the white cells over my story. So I don't know, it was interesting, but overall the feedback was really dope, and it really magnified me and did what it's supposed to do.
Okay, so you moved to Canada when you were 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're born in Nigeria, Lagos. You moved with your family.
Yeah, I moved when I was 3, born in Nigeria, Lagos, yeah.
So like, you moved to Quebec.
Yeah, it was around in Quebec in a town called Saint Benedin. It was in the middle of Quebec and Ottawa. I lived there for about 4 years, and then my mom died.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Toronto with my dad.
So yeah, like that. When I read the story, basically like your mom passed like you're basically like 8, right? And then there was like a snowstorm, like something like that. Like the story went exactly like that. Like how old was your oldest sister? Because basically in the story he said the cop just comes to the door, and he just tells your sister that I don't know. You said you didn't even see the words, but like basically you just see her fall.
Yeah. I remember I wrote that, right? I think she was like, it's bad, but I think she was like 9 or 10.
Your sister, and he told her that because your dad wasn't home, right?
No, he wasn't home. He was
are they even allowed to disclose? Like,
yeah, they are. They have to. It was like it's point of contact. Sorry, it was point of contact. They didn't know who else to contact, right?
Yeah, but they knew that. So they had like. Okay, so then, your mom passed. Like it was just you. So just you and your sisters, just you guys at the house, whatever. And then your dad came back. Like how did what was the family like? What was like the vibe? Like how was like what did you guys?
I don't know. It was a pretty sad vibe, right? It was pretty just a shock vibe,
Yeah, like.
And just a level of unbelief. But things change. Life changes in a matter of seconds, minutes, and hours. So it's just a life-changing moment, right?
Like so, from then, right after that, like you started like kind of like acting out in school and shit, right?
Yeah, kind of. I think I started to act out. I think it was more around like a couple of things. I think I was just like fed up with school and fed up
sorry.
with
Before I
racism.
even go, like, what's it like growing up in Quebec? Because you did say people call you Nick, and I always hear like Quebec's kind of racist, like as far as the black people, they don't really.
It was just a lot of defending for yourself, right? So I was just fending for myself a lot. So I was kind of when my mom's died, it was kind of like just hell with everybody. I'm just gonna smash people who talk to me bad.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I approached it.
But like in Quebec, like because obviously before you moved to the city, what was like what were you like in Quebec? Because I feel like when you think of Toronto, like you think of Toronto, you think of Quebec. I don't know what to think of. You know what I mean? Like, what were you doing? Playing hockey? So like, what was like?
I played hockey once in my life, but I never really did any. Like, I was a kid still. I was in elementary, so there wasn't really much of me in Quebec. You know what I mean? It was just kind of like. I did a lot of running.
Yeah.
I did a lot of running, like track and field and stuff like that. But Quebec wasn't really like Saint Benedin didn't really have too much
to do. Yeah. So so that's what I'm saying. Was it like a culture shock when you actually got to like
Toronto?
Yeah, when you got to the city, like from being in Quebec, like holy shit, like.
Yeah,
because the way you described where you lived at was kind of like
in the boondocks.
Yeah, like in the farm area, like.
It was, and Toronto was a culture shock in some way. I think Toronto was like more like Toronto was just a different space because I didn't know what the city would be like. I didn't even have any expectations at that age. I was just kind of rolling with it. Like,
Where's the first place you guys? We said Victoria Park.
No, the first place that was the first place in the story. My real first place was Lawrence and Black Creek.
Oh, church. Okay, yeah, over there.
Yeah, Lawrence and Black Creek
yeah.
and the white buildings over there. So that was my first place, and then I moved around. Then I landed in Victoria Park, then Kingston, Galloway.
Yeah, but the Victoria Park part, like the story, they were like.
You're like, is that real?
Yeah, I want to know. Like, that's real. Like,
yeah, I know people always think no, it's real. They'll tell you themselves. Like,
nah, but like for sure, I know people get jumped in initiations to gangs and stuff like that, just to whatever. But Like, they didn't even tell you. Like, you said, like, you was just chilling with them, like, yo, you want to chill out with us? And then...
Yeah, because there was some cats I didn't know. Some people I didn't know. Some people I did know from school. So it was the ones that I didn't know that I was just like, yeah, you want to chill? Ram. And then that was it. And then they just started to kick me and whatever. But, you know, a tear saved me.
Yeah.
Drop a tear and then I'm back up and ready to go.
So, like, what was, like, all this stuff's going on? Like, you're... Like, me, like, personally, when I lived in Scarborough, too, when I first came to Canada, it's like, yo, being Nigerian, I know for a fact, like, your parents, they want you to be a certain way, but, like, basically, because I have one parent, right? I only have my mom now. I got raised by my mom. So I always wondered, like, if I grew up with my dad, even if it wasn't both of them, would it be harder as far as, like, the strictness? Like, because, you know, like, books, and just, like, yo, like, they just really just, they ain't trying to hear you. At a point, like, a time in your life, when at a certain age, like, you're saying, yo, I'm trying to do this? No. Like, it's like, how would you get all the freedom to do what you need to do, like, to be outside?
I didn't have freedom necessarily. I just took advantage of circumstance, right? And it was just my dad, and he had his own business, which required him to travel back to Ottawa and Quebec a lot because that's where his business was rooted in. So whenever he traveled and whenever he wasn't home, I just took advantage to go out and do a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
So it was all the same stuff, a lot of strictness, a lot of all that jazz, you know. But I just took advantage. I just took advantage of the situation and made do with it.
So, like, basically, you